Yo. Top of the morning, man. Top of the morning. Today is November the 12th, 2022. And this is Cashed It with Chris, the NBA betting show slash podcast. Man, we got a lot to talk about as always. We had a nice little 7 game slate yesterday. Some interesting things happened, and then some not so interesting things happened as well. But we got a nice card for today too, man. I really like the slate today. I haven't had a chance to break the entire thing down, but I do see some spots that I think I want to take advantage of for sure. I got a a couple plays that I like for you guys. Typically, I don't have a lot of plays in the morning, man. I got a couple things that I locked in already though. And if you're watching on Twitter, like the show for me, retweet the show if you can. If you're watching on YouTube, tell a friend, hit the thumbs up button. But let's get into it, man. Frank, good morning to you, my brother. Appreciate you as always, JR. Um, KC, good morning. Markel, my guys in the building. Man, good morning. The Joker is a no bet on the no bet list. 8 rebounds out of 12. Yeah, dog. They couldn't score in the first quarter. I took the first quarter over. So yeah, I'm with you on that. KC said we all over Utah today. We're gonna talk about that game. Is Porzingis still out? Porzingis is actually listed as probable, so I think he's gonna play, which I like him better to play. What's good, champagne and orange juice? Let's get to some money. Let's talk about quick recap as always. I love to start the show with transparency. And yesterday we finished off 3-2. Well, 2-2. If you played the live play last night on the Sacramento Kings that I tweeted out, then you finished 3-2 for a profitable day. But if not, you probably came close to breaking even yesterday. We were on the first quarter over 59 and a half between Denver and Boston. And we saw Boston defense look pretty good in that one. I thought it was more so Denver's offense not looking that great. Denver's offense did not look great at all in that one early. Of course, they fought back, but Boston's a well-oiled machine, bro. Boston is crazy good offensively, right? And their defense over the last, 5 or 6 games has also picked up too. So I think, this Boston team at the beginning of the season, they were just playing a lot of offense, but now it seems like they really set in on the defensive end and tried to, get back that identity, even though they don't have, Robert Williams. So let's see. I want to check something real quick. So Boston offensive rating over the last 5 games, they're the best team in the league. Their defensive rating, however, is 22nd is what I see. But it just feels like they're playing a little bit better defense than that. And maybe it just comes at lulls in the games. But yesterday in the first quarter, we couldn't get a bucket. We could not get a bucket from Boston. And that first quarter, we took the over 59 and a half, and they actually scored 58 points. So 42 seconds left, and neither team scored. Denver had a chance. DeAndre Jordan got his dunk blocked. Of course, he shouldn't even be in the game. Mike Malone actually took him out, never put him back in. Didn't play him in the second half. They opted to go small lineup. And then Jason Tatum comes down, shoots a three-pointer that doesn't even touch the rim, just clanks off the backboard. So that's the way things seem to go, man. Bucks and Spurs over 219 and a half was another game that did not cash. Another bet that did not cash. The over didn't cash. The 219. The Bucks struggled to score. Like they didn't even reach 100 points, and I thought that was a tad bit weird. I thought that they'd get to 100 points last night, but then the Cavs first quarter and first half saved the day. Definitely saved the day. I talked about it yesterday on the morning show. Just JB Bickerstaff's message to his guys, and I thought that anything could happen in the second half, which is why I wanted to stay off of the second half. The Golden State Warriors are the Golden State Warriors, the defending champs, and they're gonna be looking for these teams that's gonna be looking for them, especially at the crib, more rested. So I stayed off the full game, but we did cash the first quarter and first half plus 1.5 on both of those. So 2-2 day. Then I did tweet out the Kings third quarter minus 2.5 last night. That was also a winner. They won the third quarter by 3. Barely won the game though. Ended up winning the game by 4. So depending on where you got that line at yesterday, determine whether you cashed or not. They just look bad after. And sometimes it feels like these teams that should be motivated in these spots, they're not. Like I thought the Kings would come out and get the Lakers a lot of fits. The Lakers defense played well. The Kings couldn't hit a shot early. De'Aaron Fox had 32 points after the first quarter. So yeah, it was a lot going on in that game. The Lakers moved to 2-10 on the season, and the Kings pick up another win, 2 straight for them after the win against the Cavs the other day. So yeah, that's the recap. Let's get into today though, man. What up, LJ? Appreciate you being here as always, my brother. Y'all hit that like button for me. Let's talk about today's games though. Free minds. Early West Coast. What it do, Chris? What up? What up, bro? That Knicks first quarter cash, it did, and I didn't take it. I ended up not taking it. The first quarter cash and the first half cash too. I think Knicks started off slow but picked up some steam. And I talked about it yesterday. You want to fade the team. Well, you want to back the team that got smacked up in the last game. And we know what the Brooklyn Nets did to them. Beat them like they stole something. And that's right up the street type rivalry too. So you figured they'd come out and do something. That was a trifecta spot for sure. I couldn't take it though. Like I don't want to put. I hate losing money. Like you know what I mean. Like even if it's a couple $100, I just absolutely hate losing money. So I didn't bet that game at all. Stayed off of that game, but I was watching, especially in the first quarter, first half. I wanted to take Brunson over 19.5, but ended up not pulling the trigger on that one either. I saw him, Julius Randle and RJ all scored over 20. So that would have cashed as well. Like I said, I'm creating these lists of things that I really like, and I'm only taking the top, or what I consider the top plays instead of going, heavy volume. So as we get more data, like I said yesterday in the space, as we get more data, I'll definitely have more, just I feel like more solid looks and probably play a few more plays. But right now I feel like I'm just trying to weather the storm, man. I'm not trying to be in the negative every day. So trying to keep the plays to about 3 or 4, even on a big slate when I see a lot of things that I like. So let's get into today's, man. Let's get into today's matchup. I think we got some good ones. I want to get in at least 3 or 4 real quick before I get up out of here. So first game up, let's go to we got one early game. We got the Nets and the Clippers. This one actually in excuse me. This one actually in LA. The Nets, so the Brooklyn Nets will be traveling to the Los Angeles Clippers in this one. And then I also want to talk about the Jazz and Wizards game. I know somebody mentioned that one. And I do got to play on that one. So I want to get that. I want to get that one out as well. But let's start with this Nets and Clippers game. So what do we have here? So we have the Nets who come in smoking hot. They're coming off 2 days rest, which you kind of like, even though they'll be traveling to they probably already traveled to the West Coast. 2 days rest, 3 straight wins. They've covered 3 spreads and have one push in their last 4 games since everything that kind of happened with Kyrie. Since he's been out. They also had 6 straight games go under. So, I think that's the effort and intensity, because early in the season we saw the Nets kind of struggle on the defensive end. I don't know if you guys remember, but Memphis couldn't miss a shot against this Nets team. So 6 straight unders is impressive. That shows you that they're playing defense. You get the Clippers on the other side. They're coming off 2 days rest, 2 straight wins against the Lakers and the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've won and covered 4 of their last 5. So 2 hot teams, right? Looking at the trends, Brooklyn last 5 games, they ranked 10th offensively. The Clippers ranked 11th. And we know that the Clippers, that was their biggest problem. They actually couldn't score. Like, it was just PG and nothing. But you've seen the offense kind of pick up. John Wall, Norman Powell's coming back, finally starting to come back around. Guys like, who am I missing? Zubac is playing well for them offensively. Reggie Jackson got in his bag the other day. So the Clippers offense is excuse me, it started to look a little better. Brooklyn defensively ranked number 1. I think that's interesting. Last 5 games, Brooklyn ranks number 1 defensively. The Clippers rank number 7. Brooklyn also has the number 1 overall net rating. So I think we're in for a really, really good game on this one, man. It feels like it's too hard for me to pick a side. I lean Clippers though. So the spread in this one opened at 2.5. Right now, it's actually down to -1, 1.5. And I could really see it going either way, which is why I'll probably stay off a side. The total opened at 212. It's up to 220. I'm sorry, 220. It's up to 213.5 right now, 212.5. I see it at. And I think I would agree with that. Both of these teams have been playing really good defense, but I don't think this one, is played at a pace that slow. So I actually lean the over as well. I think it's an over adjustment because both of these teams have been playing so good defensively. The Clippers can score. Brooklyn can score as well, even without KD. Even without Kyrie. So I think I would agree with the money coming in on the over 212.5, but not something that I really look too heavily on. One of the trends that I looked at though was how teams who cover the spread at home in their last game and then their away dogs in their following game, how did they typically do? And that was one of the trends that actually bowled. I don't have it pulled up right now, but that was one of the trends that actually bodes well for taking the Clippers in this spot. Like I said, the spread has come down from 2.5 all the way down to 1.5. So some money's clearly coming in on Brooklyn in this one. And like I said, I can see it being a kind of toss-up game, so I'm gonna stay off the side. What I am interested in, though, and I haven't played this. This is on my short list too. Kevin Durant assists, right? His points are sitting at 29.5 in a game that we expect to be, highly competitive game. A lot of defense. He may not get to that 20, 28, 29 points. I can see him getting there though. I mean, you never want to, discount KD, one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. But his assist is actually interesting. Assist line sitting at 5.5. It's not too juice right now. I think I saw it like minus 120. I don't think that Ty Lue is going to let KD beat him. I do think that he's going to force the ball into some of these other guys' hands. He's just too smart of a coach to let KD come out and go and do whatever he want to do. Also, KD's a very willing passer, right? We've seen Coach Ty Lue in recent history, this year, last year, especially when the game comes down to it at the end, second half. They'll probably start making some adjustments. Take the ball out the superstar's hand, right? So with that being said, I do think that these other guys gonna have to step up. Seth Curry, Joe Harris, who am I? Patty Mills. These guys, right? Claxton, rolling to the rim. These guys gonna have to step up. KD's a willing passer. We saw this the other day with Donovan Mitchell, just blanking in Donovan Mitchell. Sending double teams at him, making somebody else beat him like Isaac Okoro. You much rather that happen. I think KD assists is a good luck. Since Kyrie hasn't played, KD is averaging 7.3 assists on 11.3 chances. We know KD's a willing passer too. So I think that'd be my top look in the game, man. KD over 5.5 assists. I think he could get 6, 7, even potentially 8 assists in this spot. So I like KD assists in this game. Moving along. Let me check the comments. What y'all on? What up, Ski in the building? What up, Tiffany? Good morning. Joey in the building. What y'all talking about? Knicks got it done, but they pissed me. Ski said Nets first half and under 213. Okay, so Ski disagreed with me a tad bit on that total. I didn't really cap the total and like too complete. I do think that it's been set a tad bit too low, but I can see the Nets winning the first half too. They've actually covered the first quarter, first half, I think, in all of their last 5 games since Kyrie as well. So I can see that. But like I said, it's a little too hard for me. I think the way that the Clippers are playing right now, it seems like they kind of turned it on and found something. So I'm gonna stay off that game. Like I said, I do like KD assist though over the 5.5. I really love that. What up, Agua? I appreciate you being here. Let's keep going though. Let's keep going. LJ said Durant averaged 7 assists this month. Yeah. So the last 4 games, it's a 4-game sample size without Kyrie, and dude's averaging 7.3 assists. So yeah. Let's keep going though. So next game up, Jazz and the Washington Wizards are in DC today. I got a banner. Yeah, I do got a banner. So Jazz and the Wizards are in DC today. We got, hold on one second. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so Jazz and Wizards, right? Let's go to this game. So Jazz and the Wizards in DC today. What do we have? We had a line that opened at 3.5 in favor of the Utah Jazz as away favorites. Total opened at 222. I see some money's coming on the under. It's down to 220 at some spots. It's down to 221 at some spots. And the spread opened at 4. And it's come. Well, actually, I saw it open at 3.5 yesterday, and I saw it go up. Excuse me. I saw it go up to 4, and now I see it's actually coming back down to 3. At some places, I still see some 3.5s. I actually see a 2.5 too. So people thinking that the Wizards could potentially get another upset win. Let me tell you guys what I got. So Jazz coming to this game off the win. They're super hot right now. They had a straight up win and a cover in Atlanta on Wednesday. They have 2 days rest. They play in Philly tomorrow. This will be the first game of a back to back. The Wizards on the opposite hand, they come into this game off the upset win over the Dallas Mavericks in a game that I was wrong on Thursday. Without Cal, I mean, I'm sorry, no, they definitely had Kyle Kuzma. He had 36. Without Bradley Beal, without Porzingis. Porzingis is listed as probable in this game. This will be their first game of a back-to-back for them as well. They host the Grizzlies tomorrow on the third game in 4 nights, so probably a nice little fade spot tomorrow for the Washington Wizards. Bill has already been ruled out, even though he has cleared health and safety protocol. And I took a deeper look into this game. So what we get, the Jazz, I think the Jazz are due for a loss here soon, right? Like they have won 4 in a row. They also have won 6 of their last 7, and they have 7 straight covers, right? So, but they are also 5-1 ATS in their last 6 meetings in DC. This Wizards team, they're coming off a home win as a dog, and off a home win as a dog since the start of last season. This team's 2-4 straight up, 1-5 against the spread, including 4 straight losses and 4 straight non-covers, right? So I think that's something to take into consideration. Even if they get Porzingis back, I just feel like Utah is the better team here. Utah, they're the 7th best 3-point shooting team. I think that's something that is if you watch them, they space the floor, they run a lot of motion, a lot of movement in the the way that they play the game. They're the 7th best 3-point shooting team. Washington actually ranks third to last in defensive 3-point percentage, opponent 3-point defensive percentage. Defending the 3, they rank 28th. And if they can't defend it, I think this game could get ugly, right? So Porzingis, like I said, he'll be back. I think the win for the Wizards probably over Dallas is probably motivational, and they probably come out here and play really hard. But I'm on the Jazz in this one, man. I don't care which way the line moves unless somebody's injured that I don't know anything about. I'm on the Jazz in this one. I took them last night before I fell asleep. And the other thing I had, so this will be the Jazz first time. This will be the first time the Jazz are away favorites since they played in Houston the first time, which they lost by 6. But that was also a second night of a back-to-back, and a 3rd and 4, and a 4th and 6th. Really, really bad spot. I wasn't on the Jazz in that game. However, overall, the Jazz this season at 5-3 straight up, 6-2 ATS on the road. This season, having won 3 of their last 4, and they've covered 4 in a row. So to me, I know it's a small number, and I'm actually happy it's a small number. I think if this game gets close down the end, down toward towards the end, the Jazz will have enough. I also feel like the Dallas Mavericks lost that game because Luka didn't really show up. The rest of the guys were actually hitting. I could see Coach Wes Unseld going to that zone again, and I think that this Utah team actually has probably better shooters, at least so far throughout this season. They have better shooters than that Dallas team. They also don't have one guy that you can kind of key in on. So I like the Jazz to kind of keep it going today, man. I played the Jazz last night minus the 3.5. You can actually get a better number right now. This game doesn't kick off until 6:10 Eastern time. I played the Jazz. I laid the 3.5 points. Last game I want to talk about real quick. We at the 19-minute mark, so we got about 4 or 5 minutes. Let me know. Let me see what y'all on in the chat. Anybody agree with me? What we on in this game, man? Let's see. Ski said check n equals rest and 0 equals 0 and season equals 22. All right, bet. Hold on, Ski. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. Let's see. N equals rest equals 0. Season equals 2022. 31-33 straight up. 27, 32, and 5 ATS ski. I see a really, really tight window there. Final score being 111 to 111. So no real margin there at all. And let me do month equals 11. Let's see what we got for this month. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Yeah, ski. I see really that looks close to me. We got the Jazz laying 3 and people still fading them. Yeah, that's funny, bro. You gotta be what you on, and I'm on the Jazz today, Joey. I can't. I'm not backing this Wizards team after a historical the confident win. They probably went out. Kuzma probably had bottles at Club Love in DC. It's like, nah, Love ain't open no more. Let's see. Markel said college basketball treating me good right now. Jordan Clarkson, 20 points. What up, Finesse? My guy Finesse in the building. I can't bet any New York college teams, though. Yeah, it's the same thing in Virginia, Tiffany. They won't let us bet UVA or JMU or Virginia Tech. Same thing. Finesse said he leaned marketing rebounds. Yeah, I want to get on marketing. Marketing had a really good game last game, though, so I'm not looking to take him in this one. I typically like staying off the train, and taking players to go back to back. I'd rather have them off a bad game. Joey said the Jazz are a train you can't get in front of. I'm not getting in front of the Jazz, bro. And I love that you can get them at a small number. So, like I said, I'm on the Jazz minus 3.5. All right, cool. Let me get back to it. The under, Chris. So the under in that one ski is 22-7. Okay. I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah, 40. So I did this month ski, and this month I see the under being 22-7, which is what's that? 76% for the month ski. Overall, I see 41-23, like you said, 36%, which is what, 64%. So 64% to the under. Okay. I can see that. I see what you're saying, Ski. Tiffany says she on Clarkson. Not on Clarkson. She loves Clarkson. And yeah, these guys just step up. This dude's playing like ridiculous right now. But let's get to the last game. I do want to kind of talk about. I have one more game I want to talk about. This Raptors and this Pacers game, man. This is going to be an interesting game, I think. And I think typically I want to get behind the Raptors after a loss. They've been pretty profitable after a loss. We know that they play really hard on the defensive end. But they not in a really good spot today, man. They're coming off the loss last night in OKC. So second night of a back-to-back. And they actually got smacked up last night too. You definitely want to take them after a loss when they get smacked up. They couldn't stop the Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC had like 70 points at halftime. But I think that another big key is why did they lose? So for one, we all know that they don't have Siakam. And we all know that they're really, really thin up front, right? Precious Achiuwa is out behind Siakam. And then, of course, Kim Birch isn't playing, right? So they're really, really thin, with Koloko. And, then it's, smaller guys, Thaddeus Young, Otto Porter Jr., right? And then you lose Fred VanVleet to the illness in that game. And now they're super thin all around. This Pacers team they've looked really, really impressive, man. They've looked competitive too. A lot more than I thought they would have been. This line actually opened last night. I want to say I saw it, not looking at the live. Well, I am looking at the live screen, but I want to say I saw this spread at Toronto actually laying a point early, and it shifted now to the Pacers actually laying a point. The total went from 229.5 up to 230. And that even that total just doesn't bode well for Toronto. I feel like a total with Toronto should be a lot lower than that. This Pacers team, they're coming in. I think this is their 4th straight home game. Of course, they're more rested. You don't want to fade the team that's playing at the crib. They actually just came off a really impressive game against Denver, which they probably should have won. They let that game kind of get milked away. But as crazy as it sounds to say, the Pacers are a better team right now. They come into this game. They're the 8th rated offense. They're rated 8th offensively over the last 5 games. Toronto, 13th. Defensively, we talk about Miles Turner coming back and how much he improved that defense. Indiana actually ranks 13th defensively. Toronto, 24th, which it seems crazy, but it is what it is. Overall net rating, the Pacers are 12th. Toronto's rated 21st. I think this is a Pacers spot, man. I laid the -1. I see it up to, it's still at 1. You still can get it at 1. Nothing really on the injury report. We don't know if Fred VanVleet's going to play in this game. They're just not getting a lot of production from guys not named Fred VanVleet or Scotty Barnes. OG Anunoby's doing his best to take away the other team's best scorer. He's doing a really good job of that. But they're not getting a lot from Gary Trent Jr. And Coach Nick Nurse talked about it after the last game, kind of giving these guys a chance. The Malachi Flynn's, some of these other guys off the bench to be able to come in and affect the game, and they haven't been able to do that. I don't like them in this spot. I think it's a tired legs theory. I don't have that query ran, but I probably should have looked at that as well. But I'm on the Pacers in this one. I'm on the Pacers minus the 1. I think this is a winnable game for the Pacers, and if you think it's a winnable game for them too, you definitely want to catch them on the -1. You could even put something on the money line. And like I said, that total's going up because I saw it open at 228.5. So the books are telling you they expect, a lot more points in this game. The Raptors just really struggle to score. OKC locked them up last night, absolutely clamped them last night. And then they're having trouble, defending too without all that length and athleticism, especially down low. So give me the Pacers in this one minus the 1. What y'all think about that, man? Anybody on the Pacers with me, or I'm out there by myself? Oh, Ski said he on them Pacers. I know. Ski, you've been cashing with the Pacers, bro. Pacers gonna run the rest of that little gas they got left. Like the video. Appreciate that, Finesse. Yeah, definitely shoot me. Hit that like button for me if you guys are watching, man. What else y'all on? Raptors chemistry looks bad right now with Fred VanVleet back running things. Lots of bad body language on the Raptors right now. Tatum block prop. 10 blocks, 5 out of the last 6 games. Detroit allows the most blocks in the league. Give me Halliburton double. And Tiffany says she's on Halliburton assists. I couldn't talk y'all off of either one of those. And I'm way over time. I'm at 27 minutes. I just really wanted to get that, go through that, get my thoughts out. What I want to say about that Celtics and Pistons game. So now, and this is all I'm gonna mention. The Pistons look like they had some fight until about 3 minutes left in the first quarter. Then they just couldn't get over the hump without Cade yesterday. Cade's on the injury report for the day. Don't know if he's going to play or not. But the one thing that I do want to mention, because I'm probably not going to play the spread, that game actually opened at 9.5, and I think I saw it go up to 10. Total opened at 224. It's up to 226 in some places. Away favorites laying more than 7 points are 1-10 ATS. They just not covering. And I know the Celtics own the Pistons. I know they beat them up already. I know both of these teams are coming off back-to-backs. Boston was at the crib. They short trip for them to get to Detroit. And Detroit was in the Garden last night, and short trip for them to get back home as well. But I think I'm gonna just sit this one out, man. I think I'm gonna sit this one out. If anything, Celtics team totals. I think they just keep scoring. Like number one offensive rated team. Maybe you look at them in the first quarter, first half, but I'm not looking to lay that number here in this one. So that's what I got on that game. Actually got a 4th game in. And that's what I'm on, man. Ski said take the Pistons. Yeah, that's the only way I would look, Ski. And the Celtics team looked really good last night. But it felt like they probably left everything they had on the court against Denver. Denver did give them a late surge as well, so they had to play, full complement of minutes. I think the Pistons come out here with something today, but I'm not on that game at all. Fremont said, watch Celtics hit the cruise control button. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, man. I think the Pistons going to cover, but I'm not playing. Yeah, I'm with you, Marco. I ain't playing it either. What up, Chris? YouTube famous when you come into MGM National Harbor. Let's get this money. Appreciate the info. Yeah, I'll be in DC not too long from now. I'm probably gonna go to the Golden State game. Go to the Golden State game. I think it's 2 months from now. I think it's in February, around it's MLK Day. That's when it is. So January. I think I'm gonna be in DC. I might come up there before then too, but I'm definitely going to that game. But that's what I got for you guys, man. I wanted to like I said, I actually got a couple looks that I already put in. I'm on KD. Well, I haven't placed KD assist yet, but I'm probably gonna play that, especially before the line gets juiced. I like the 5.5. My favorite prop of the day that I've come across so far. Then looking at the Jazz and Wizards game, I am on the Jazz minus the 3.5. Let's go, Jazz. And the Raptors and the Pacers, I'm on the Pacers minus the 1. Those are official plays for me. As far as a show later, I probably will do a show later. I gotta figure out time. But if you're watching on YouTube, you can follow me on Twitter at Crispy Captain, 2 P's, 2 N's. And now, you can just, watch my timeline from there. And if I do a live show, I'll definitely, tweet out the link over there, and it'll be a spaces and Twitter spaces included to, how the gambling community, come up and kind of share their looks as well. Make sure I'm not overlooking anything, but that's what I got for you guys, man. Hit the like button for me on the way out. And I like to end the show, as always, with the same thing. None of this is financial consultation. This is SDQL, it's logic, it's theory, it's eye test. Bet with your head, not over it. Best of luck to you guys today. I'm out.